DME assignment or what? Hmm?
Yes, ma'am.
What happened?
Ma'am, there is a lot of confusion in writing A4 size paper or in the copy or in the some notebook.
Hmm.
So, ma'am,
Okay.
some of us already written in the notebook and have sent to you. But afterwards, we knew that you have to write in the A4 size paper.
Hmm. That is okay. Whatever you have written. Make it the PDF and send.
Ma'am, should we
Okay.
continue in the notebook?
Yeah, if you have written, then it's okay. From next
Okay, ma'am.
onwards, you have to write in the A4 size paper. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
If you have already written, then what to do? But you should not do from the very beginning class. I had told you that all assignment you should do in A4 size paper, and white paper is more preferred because there will be large number of diagrams and all that. First one and two chapters were having less diagrams, but afterwards there will be so much of diagrams. So A4 size paper will always be effective. Okay. So come to our last part of our discussion. We are discussing about when there was
Rather, we should make a white copy for assignment.
assignment white copy. You will write and online you are giving na. You will give the copies that is scanned
That
copies.
that we understood, but
Yeah.
we have to do only not only one assignment. We have to do much more assignment afterwards. Then
You can have Xerox or whatever you are giving. You can have that copy or you can have that
Now we
paper.
have different notebooks for different subjects,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we click the pictures and then scan it, and then send to you.
Ah, that is what you are doing. It will be with you only. We are getting the scan copy only, isn't it?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. So we need to make another copy, another blank copy, or we should continue with that one.
No problem with that.
Okay,
Okay.
ma'am.
I am telling right now also I am telling you should do in this, but you have not done. What if I will tell you now that you must do in A4 size paper, will you write again? If you will write again, that is okay. If you are not going to write again, then what's the use of my telling you that you should write in the A4 size paper only?
Now we can
From
continue
second
further.
attempt, we will write
Yeah.
in the A4 size paper as I have submitted the first assignment in that
Yeah,
copy.
time limit is given. Time limit is given. If you can repeat it in a A4 size paper, write it and scan it and give, then it's
Ma'am, can
okay.
we continue it from the second one?
Yeah, that is why I am saying. If you have already written, then what to do? Then
Ma'am, we will
so
send. So, okay, ma'am.
yeah, okay, we will continue. No more confusion. This first one you didn't know, so you have excuses, but next time onwards, you must have that A4 size paper, you must write and you must send. Because copy, there will be no uniformity, first of all. Everybody will write anything in any type of copy, then that is the problem. Okay. So come to our discussion. That is the problem. Somebody is saying that we are not. I don't have. You are giving 3 4 days time. That is why. So you have to do that. Anyway, so we are coming to our discussions regarding our chapter. That is when we are finding about the simultaneous change in demand and supply curve together. One more example, just price of gasoline increases and technology reduces the production cost. Yesterday I had calculated and I had done one diagram in front of you how to shift the curves in case of ice cream, summer season, and input price fall, that is milk price fall. So this is a similar type of example that gasoline price, this is related good, gasoline or petrol, otherwise it is known as the petrol price fall, rises from what will happen to hybrid car? Demand of hybrid car will increase because it is a related good. And what will happen to the supply curve? Supply curve will also shift towards right because of new technology. New technology will reduce the cost of production. Definitely you are going to have 3 diagrams, at least 2 diagrams you need. First one, you will have when demand, change in demand is less than change in supply. You have to, this is a diagrammatical explanation. Always you have to be very careful about the diagram. Okay, that gap you should understand. Delta D stands for small change in the demand. So demand, that gap you must be less than gap of the supply. That gap between the two curves, the two supply curves and two demand curves, you have to see. Blue, black one and red one. See, the delta demand, delta change in demand is must be less than change in supply. So supply curve is shifting rightward. The demand curve will also shift rightward because of more demand, more supply. First, so you have to write that in a box so that you will not forget which curve will be shifted to which side. Okay. Then what will happen? You will have this type of 3 diagrams for each. Demand curve shifting rightward, red one and green one is the new one, and supply curve shifting rightward, S1 to S2. One case is delta D equal to delta S, means when the gap will be same, you will get price same, P1, one price and the second equilibrium price falling in one line. That is what it is falling in one line only. So that means price remains same. First case. Always when it is equal to, it will definitely either price or quantity, whichever will be the case, depending on which side it is falling or changing. You will get one thing same and the other thing ambiguous. So other thing changing. So P is here is constant, quantity is decreasing. In this second case, see, delta D is greater than delta S, price will fall, quantity is decreasing. Third situation, when delta D shifting again, you have to shift. Initial demand curve and supply curve is the green one, and when is the red one, and the new curve is the that is your green one. So what you are getting here, supply curve fall, demand curve fall situation. A decrease in demand, decrease in supply. Supply decrease, demand also decrease. Both sides, both are shifting towards left. So similar case, you are getting, what I want to observe you that see the gap between the demand and the supply curve. It is according to the headings written delta D greater than delta S. See, change in demand, this small curve, change in demand is D2, which is more than change in supply. The gap between S1 and S2 is your delta S. Diagrammatically, when we are showing, that is shown by the gap between the two curves. And when we are finding here, delta D is less than delta S, so you have to shift the curves likewise. Delta D means your gap between this first and second delta demand curve must be less than the gap between the S1 and S2 curve. So then you will get the exact answer. So what you are getting here, P1 and P2, price is increasing here, quantity is falling. So overall what we can say, effect on, you can make it this, we can say price remains same, first case, but price will decrease, and the overall situation for price will ambiguous. Overall situation for the price is ambiguous. Ambiguous means cannot say exactly. Every time it is fluctuating. Okay. The next case is quantity demand and quantity supply. What happened to them? Quantity demand and quantity supply decrease. All the time they are decreasing. So overall situation is decreasing. So we can say price is ambiguous here, and quantity demand is and quantity supply is decreasing. This is the situation when we can find out the demand and supply curve. when both demand and supply are changing, one will be ambiguous, the other will be definite. Now, these are the questions that I was telling you. This is the supply, this is the demand. You have to draw these diagrams by taking this one and this one, by taking this one and this one, this one and this one, this house. So you have to take all these diagrams in your copy if you got practice. Then only you will be able to draw the diagrams properly. Freehand drawing, no graph will be required, but freehand demand and supply curve and shifting of the curves. And when supply increases, means this house means no change in demand, no change in supply. This house means supply increase, no change in demand. This house means when there is supply decrease but no change in demand. Similarly, this situation means demand will increase but no change in supply. Here it is when we find that supply increase but demand also increase. Here in this situation, supply decrease but demand increase. These four situations you will have at least 2 diagrams. Other situation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other 5 situations you will shift one curve only, either demand or supply depending on this situation. Okay, it is like matrix. So you can find out which situation is concerned to which house. Okay, so this way you have to draw all these diagrams for your practice. I will see that. And come to the summary part of it. Then yes, in our summary we have already understood that in 10 principles we have already understood that markets are usually a good way to organize economic activities. Now you tell me what was the principle number which you are saying markets are usually a good way to organize economic activity. Which was the principle? Which number? Principle number 5, 6 or 7? These three are related to market. Anybody who remember?
6.
Principle 6.
Correct. Markets are usually a good way to organize economic activities. This is the principle number 6. 7 was regarding government's role. Okay, government can sometimes improve market outcomes. 5 was about trade. Trade makes everyone better off. So 6th principle says, so here we are finding that market, we are discussing about market in a system or in an environment of perfect competition. But in real life situation, we don't get perfect competition actually. We get monopolistic competition. When some amount of monopoly is there, some amount of perfect competition will be there or some features. Because in market, when we are talking about homogeneous product, in real life, we really don't get the homogeneous product. All products are more or less similar and prices are never same. Price may be some difference will be there in price because the buyers and the sellers will what they do slightly differentiate their product and or slightly change their product and charge different price like link gel. Even if we are saying that even link gel pen, there are so many gel pens in the market. Even link gel, we cannot say that it is suppose 10 rupees, use and throw. That is also not same always. Color will be different, flow will be different nibs are used like that. So we cannot say that everybody is selling a pen means everybody is selling the same pen. They are of 10 rupees each. Link gel and Reynolds gel will be different. And when we are going for different companies or brands, different they will give you different type of products, not the same products, rather similar products. So what happened in market economy? In a market economy, second thing we understood, in market economy, price will adjust to balance the supply and demand. Supply and demand are balanced on the basis of the price. Okay, because if there is any fluctuation from this equilibrium point, equilibrium price, then market has a tendency towards moving towards equilibrium. Because if there will be a surplus, price will fall till equilibrium. When there is a shortage, price will go up till equilibrium, because buyers will increase the price by showing their interest to purchase the good. So seller can increase the price. Similarly, when there is case of surplus, the seller will reduce the price so that they can sell all the things. Okay, otherwise there will be stock in the market. So that is why unnecessary which is not being sold. So this will be the situation in the market. Now come to the next situation, the chapter summary. In this chapter we understood a competitive market. Real life situation may be slightly different from this. It is an ideal situation, actually competitive market where there are large number of buyers and sellers in the market. But in real life, we may say that there are a group of people who will sell the product. May not be very large number of people selling a single product and homogeneous product or same product. Next, we can find that in competitive market, uh, buyers and sellers can anytime they can enter into the market and go out of the market. Means enter the market means they can go for any business whenever they want or can go away. It may not be true always in the market. There may be different situations that they cannot always move out of the market easily. Okay. Then another thing, economists will use the supply and demand model to analyze the competitive market. Basically, the downward sloping demand curve shows law of demand, whereas upward sloping supply curve explain the law of supply, and which is showing that the inverse relationship between price and quantity demand, but a direct relationship between price and quantity supply. Okay, so beside price demand also depends on buyers or the other things like buyers income, taste, expect. These are the shifters: taste, expectations, price of substitute and complements, that is price of related goods, and number of buyers. And number of buyers, if one of these factor change, demand curve will shift. If price of the product itself change, if we are talking about price of ice cream itself, then there is not a change. There will be a change in the supply curve, and there will be a change in the that is there will be a movement along the curve, not a shifting of demand curve. Similarly, supply curve shifters are different. The upward sloping supply curve will reflect the law of supply, and other determinants of supply will be input, price, technology, expectations, and the number of sellers. Okay, so number of sellers. So we can say it will change the factors. It will change. These are the factors which will change the supply curve, either towards left or towards right, depending on increase and decrease. Increase means rightward shift, decrease means leftward shift. So we have already discussed this. Now last part is the intersection of supply and demand curve is your equilibrium, and market price is being equilibrium price is being determined by the by the intersection point of the demand curve and the supply curve, which we know that demand and supply, one is decreasing, one is increasing, one is downward sloping, one is upward sloping. So one intersection point may reach, which is known as equilibrium point. At the equilibrium point, quantity demand is equal to quantity supply of a good, and that price, the price at which quantity demand is equal to quantity supply, is known as your equilibrium price. Now today we will understand about, so that is about your supply, demand and market economics. Now one last question, last thing I will say, in the market economics, price are the signals, or we can say price are the things that guide the economic decisions of buyers and sellers. Buyers will look at the price of the product while they decide to buy. Sellers will look at the sellers will look at the price of the products while they sell the product, whether to supply more or not, or do not supply anymore or whatever. So and this will be allocate the scarce resources, and they will allocate the scarce resources. This is about your uh, demand and supply curve. Now we will go to one more thing, that is the numerical part of it. Okay, so have your copy and pen ready. I will show you how you will, I'll give you one question first. I'll show you one question first. Let me give you one question regarding this. Here's your question. Okay. Yeah. I'll just show you one question, how we will carry out the questions regarding this demand and supply. This is application question. So how you will do a question or solve a question. Here you see two type of things we have told you. Number one is how to calculate or how to find out the demand curve equation. Similarly, you will have supply curve equation. Two equations you can get, that is either both the demand curve and supply curve equation. You see this point, when quantity demand, look at this question number 4. Question number 4, suppose the market demand and market supply of LED bulb is given per day in a city, which is given by the demand equation, like, which is the demand equation? QD, quantity demand, equal to 300 minus 3P. Look at this question number 4. Okay, so now come to quantity supply equal to 2P. Okay, QD is equal to 300 minus 3P and QS is equal to 2P. If this is the situation, then the question is, where quantity demand, quantity supply refers to the quantity demand, quantity supply. Question is first one, write down. Draw the demand and supply curve. Draw the demand and supply curve. Number 1. Number 2, find the equilibrium price and quantity. Number 2, find the equilibrium price and quantity in the market for LED bulb. Number 3, if market price of LED bulb is rupees 80, then what is the market situation, or analyze the market situation? Means what is happening in the market, how we will draw, how we will write this type of questions. This is known as an application question. We will go to, for this question, let us go to our drawing part, calculation, blackboard. Okay, we will go to our whiteboard. So first question was, suppose we are having two equations, quantity demand equation, this is your demand equation, 300 minus 3P, whereas supply equation, quantity supply is equal to 2P. Okay, here tell me how much will be, if we will draw a diagram by taking this demand and supply equation before. So tell me what will be the maximum price from quantity demand equation you are getting. From quantity demand equation you will get the maximum price. P will be how much?
300.
P will be 300 or 100? Maximum price. QD is equal to 0. 3P is equal to 300. P is equal to? What happened? Quantity demand is this much. What will be the maximum price? Okay, let me give the diagram first. This is your demand curve, which is showing 300 minus 3P. This demand curve equation is 300 minus 3P, where P is your price. This is your price line, 0 quantity, line, what will be this point? What will be this point? Tell me. How much will be this point? How much will be this point? How you will know? Hmm? This one. Suppose this is your price line, price intersection of demand curve. Price line intersection point. How much it will be? How much this one? How much this one? Value from this equation.
Ma'am,
Demanding.
quantity demand will be 300 and price will be 100.
Yeah, correct. Right. Quantity demand is 300. You see, first thing, because when I was talking about demand and supply curve, initially I was telling you continuously that quantity axis P is equal to 0. So put P is equal to 0, you will get maximum quantity demand at that point, making P is equal to 0, 3P is equal to 0, QD is equal to 300. Okay, second thing is when you are finding the maximum P, that means QD is equal to 0 in this point, and QD is equal to 0, that means P put QD is equal to 0, LHS is equal to 0, 3P is equal to 300, P is equal to 100. So this value is 100, this value is 300. You see, you need to find out all these points on the two axes in order to do all your calculations. Okay, henceforth you will be using this continuously. So you must know how to calculate, how to find out these points. Okay, now second thing, supply equation. QS is equal to 2P. From where it will start?
0,
From where?
0,
From?
0, 0.
From from origin. It will go from origin. This is your supply curve when with the equation QS equal to 2P. Okay, this is showing QS is equal to 2P. So because there is no intercept, it is starting from here, or we can say for any P equal to 0, Q will also be 0. So 0 is 0 point basis. It will start from here. Supply equation is a upward sloping curve, so you will always have a this type of equation. Otherwise, you can have another type of supply equation. Suppose I will say you QS is equal to minus 10 plus 2P. Tell me from where the supply curve will start. QS is equal to minus 10 plus 2P. That means one intercept is there. Here there is no intercept. Okay, 2P. QS is equal to 2P, 5P, 10P, whatever it is. There will be no intercept. But if it is so, quantity supply equation is given as minus 10 plus 2P. Tell me where it will go, where it will start from P axis, price axis. What will be that value of that
5,
point?
5.
5. Yes. So it will start from above the origin somewhere here. Okay. So this will be 5 or somewhere even below. So we can say anything above this. That means that is the intercept part. When we are talking minus 10 constant part, that is your intercept part, minus 10 plus 2P. So for P is equal to putting, when we are finding quantity supply is equal to 0, because if this in this point quantity supply quantity demand is 0 on this price axis. So put LHS 0, quantity supply 0, 2P is equal to 10, P is equal to 5, so it will start from 5. Like this you have to know. You must find out like this. Followed? How to find out the points on the graph or points on the axis is very much important. You will do all the calculation on this basis. So anybody who is having any doubt, just tell me right now also, if you are not able to understand. Everybody understood what I am saying? These are application based questions. You will get questions like this, application based. theory based teaching and application based question. We are giving you some examples, one or two examples for that. Followed. So in this way, you will have your diagram. You will have your points. Similarly, one thing more we will need, that is here, find out the equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity. Tell me what will be the equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity. Original quantity demand is equal to 300 minus 3p. Okay, let me clear it, then we will find. When we are finding quantity demand is equal to 300 minus 3b and quantity supply equal to 2p. Then what will be the equilibrium price and quantity? Anybody?
60.
Yes, 60 is price. Equilibrium price equal to 60. How much will be equilibrium quantity?
120.
What? 120, correct. Very good. So, how you got this equilibrium quantity?
I'm putting the price in the equation. We get the
How you got this 60?
QD is equal to QS.
QD is
QD
equal
is
to
Very
equal to
QS.
QS.
Very good. At equilibrium, quantity demand equal to quantity supply. So equate these two. So you are getting 300 minus 3p is equal to 2p. So p is equal to your 60. You are getting, because at equilibrium we are telling how we will show that in diagram. This is your demand and supply curve, demand curve, price axis, quantity axis 0. This is your 60. This is your 120. Okay, you can put here P1 or P or EP, whatever you want to write. This is your EQ. Okay, equilibrium quantity. You will write value is this much, 120. You can put it in a bracket. So in this way you can find out. This is not a drawing. This is only a graphical.
Ma'am, how to find EQ 120?
This is quantity. You see, when we are talking at equilibrium, QD, at equilibrium, QD equal to QS. So, that what is quantity demand and quantity supply and what is equilibrium price? Equilibrium price is that price which equates the quantity demand to quantity supply, or equilibrium price is that price at which QD is equal to QS. So what you will get, put this price in any of the equation, because at equilibrium both quantity demand and quantity supply are same. This equilibrium quantity means QD and QS both at equilibrium price.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay,
Okay, ma'am. Got it.
got it? So either you put that in this equation or this equation, this price, you will get the same result, quantity. So that quantity is your quantity demand as well as quantity supply. So both will be the same, always at equilibrium, not at any other point. So now come to one more thing. When market, I will come to drawing part afterwards, because when we are talking about draw means graphically you have to draw by taking all the points. But before that, let us discuss our other part of the situation. That is, this is up to this. Everybody has understood? Everybody has understood up to this how to calculate. You see, this one is very much required to find out the equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity. You will be continuously using this concept in your further analysis, in your further chapters. So that is why I'm giving you so much of time, that you understand this, continuously asking you that you must understand this. If you are not, then I will give you one more example. That is why you tell me. Have you understood?
Ma'am, one time more.
Okay. Okay, then just, you see, when we are talking about how to calculate the equilibrium price, suppose let me say here, instead of 300 minus 3p quantity demand, Now I will tell you one more example, then only you will understand. Quantity supply is, let's say, 5p. Okay, quantity supply is 5p. Then how much will be, what will be the equilibrium price and quantity? Calculate. What will be equilibrium price? What will be equilibrium quantity? Equilibrium quantity is that quantity when QS is equal to QD. So calculate. Pointer as to which katha nahi. Always.
32.
Yes. So how much will be quantity supply and quantity demand? 3p plus 5p, that is 300 minus 3p equal to 5p. Okay. So what you are getting? 8p equal to 300. P whatever. Now put this P either in this equation or in this equation. Always it will be easier for supply equation, because supply equation here we are getting when there is no intercept. This is the
37.5.
yes, whatever it is. So you are getting equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity. Followed? In the come to our original example that we had already taken. So this is your latest talk. So now come to the second situation. Equilibrium price and quantity, how you will find, you know. Quantity demand is equal to 300 minus 3p and quantity supply is equal to 2p. Okay, for simplicity's sake, we have taken such small examples, small numericals. Okay, now come to one more situation when in this situation we have calculated EP is equal to 60 and equilibrium price equilibrium quantity is equal to 120. Equilibrium quantity we found by putting this P value in either supply equation or in demand equation. 300 minus 3 into 60 we can find, or 2 into 60, 120 we can find anyway, because always both will be same, because at equilibrium quantity demand is equal to quantity supply. So both will be same at that point only, and we have this diagram when demand curve, supply curve, equilibrium point, equilibrium quantity. This is called three-hand diagram. This is your 60 and this is your 120. Now the situation is, this is price curve, this is quantity curve, this is 0. This much you need to draw immediately. You got it. Now the situation, if the market price of LED ball, if the market price is of LED ball equal to 80, what will happen in the market situation? That you will find out. First thing is this one. Second, we will come to draw part. We have not touched the drawing part. Drawing of demand and supply curve and finding the equilibrium price and quantity, showing the equilibrium price and quantity. Now if market price is 80, that means it is touching here. So this is your maximum is 100, so this point is your 100, we know. This is your 80. Okay, where it is touching the demand curve, that much will be quantity demanded. Put this is the quantity demand, QD. Where it is touching the supply curve, that much will be quantity supplied. What we are finding here, QS is more than QD, because QS is this whole thing and QD is only this much. So how much we can write here also, QD and QS, and then put the value. You have to write all these things. There is a small space for me, so I am not able to write this. So you have to write quantity demand, quantity supply, and equilibrium. Everything you have to write. You have to write here equilibrium quantity, then in bracket 120, like that. So here what you are getting, quantity demand will be this much, quantity supply will be this much, quantity supply is greater than quantity demand here. What we are getting here? Quantity demand. Just wait, I'll just show you. What we are getting here? Quantity demand is, less than, or quantity supply is greater than quantity demand. Okay, quantity demand is less, demand curve comes first, then supply curve. That means this is the surplus. This is the surplus situation. There will be surplus in the market. There will be surplus in the market, but only saying surplus is not sufficient. You have to find out how much is QD, how much is QS, what is the difference, how much is the surplus. Tell me now. If price is equal to 80, if P is equal to 80, how much is QS? How much is QD? And how much is your surplus? Surplus कितना? बोलो.
QS 160, QD
Yes.
60.
Yes, QD is equal to 60. And surplus? How you
100.
get the surplus? QS minus QD is surplus. QD minus QS is shortage. In case of shortage, whichever is larger from that you are going to minus it. The difference is the surplus. So surplus is equal to 100. 100 is the surplus. 100 in the market. So 100 is the surplus of LED bulb in the market. In this way, you will find out. Now tell me, if there is surplus in the market, what will happen to price? This is a very important line which you must write at the last part of surplus and shortage. Okay. What will happen to the price? What will happen to market price if there is a surplus in the market? We have
Ma'am,
already.
it should be fall.
Yes,
Decrease
price will decrease till.
till equilibrium.
Yeah, it cannot fall till zero. It will fall till equilibrium, not indefinitely, but till equilibrium. So what you will write? You will write that the price will fall till equilibrium. That is market analysis. What we are doing here? We are doing the market analysis. When price will fall till equilibrium due to a surplus situation in the market. Okay, when quantity supply is more than the quantity demand, and we are finding here there is more demand than supply in the market. So surplus situation, more supply than demand in the market. So surplus in the market, and when there is surplus, the price will fall till it reaches the equilibrium point. Followed? How you will calculate? Analyze market situation means you have to find all these things. You don't expect that if the question was not asked about how to find surplus or shortage, nothing will come. Only the question is, what is the market equilibrium? What is the market situation? If it is a market situation, you have to find out all these things. If market price is given, what you have observed here, market price 80 rupees is greater than the equilibrium price. So when the market price is greater than equilibrium price, there will be surplus in the market, then price will fall till it reaches the equilibrium point. Okay, not indefinitely, not till zero it will fall. So this is how you have to calculate, you have to find out the equilibrium point diagrammatically or numerically. You can find out what is the equilibrium price, equilibrium quantity, what will be the changes in market situation, when the price is more than the equilibrium price or market price is more than the equilibrium price. Okay, followed? Understood? Everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now come to the diagram part. How to do the diagram of it? I'll just complete this. So I'm just interested to show you the diagram also. For drawing this purpose, what you will do, you need a table to draw the diagram. When you need a table, then only you will get the points. So what you will get here, you will find out the table or demand schedule. You have to draw your own demand schedule. How you will draw that? Just see. This is a demand schedule which is showing price, quantity supply, quantity demand. On the basis of this to price and quantity supply table, you will get the supply curve. Price and quantity demand values, you will get the demand curve. Then you will get the intersection point. Now, first you calculate that. That is called freehand drawing. Then you have to find out actual drawing when it is written draw. Draw means you have to draw the diagram on the basis of the values. So price will be how much maximum? That is why I was asking you what will be the maximum price, what will be the minimum price. What is the maximum quantity, what is the maximum price? Price starts from 0. Okay, when P is equal to maximum price was how much?
100.
100 we have taken maximum price. So 0 to 100 we will have different prices, different values of price. So we will take at least 10, 10, 20 like that, so that we will get the different values for quantity supply and quantity demand from the equation. Now come, if price is equal to 0, then we can say 10, 20, whatever you want to write. Let us say take 20, 20 because we have to reach 100. So 20, then 40, then 60, then 80, then 100. Price is equal to maximum 100. That is why I am telling you that initially you get a rough diagram of demand and supply curve and intersection point and everything, so that your ideas will be clear what will be the maximum number of values and how much you will take. Not that you will start price from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 100 when you will reach. In one diagram, all your time will go. So now come to what will be the supply curve. Tell me the supply curve values. Quantity supply will be how much when P is equal to, our two equations are given. QS is equal to 2P, QD is equal to 300 minus 3P. Now tell how much will be supply QS. QS column we will complete. Tell me. P is equal to 0. QS is how much?
0.
0. Price 20. QS
40.
40. Price 40. QS
80.
80. Price 60. Quantity
120.
supply
120.
120. Price 80. Quantity supply are 2P. So we are going for that. 160. So when it is 100, price quantity
200.
supply 200. So 200 will be the maximum quantity supply when price is equal to maximum, that is 100. This is following the law of supply. Okay, price is increasing, quantity supply is increasing. On to demand table. 300 minus 3P. P is equal to 0. QD
297.
297.
300.
Ma'am, 300. 300.
For 20,
240.
40.
240. Yes. Then next one, 40,
60.
180.
300 minus 3P. UD. Yes. What is happening? 300 minus 3P.
180.
80,
180.
180. Yeah. Next one, 60. When price is equal to 60,
120.
300 minus 100.
120.
120.
3p, p is equal to 60, 180, 300 minus 3p, 120. 120. So what you are getting here, this is the equilibrium. This is the equilibrium situation when, sorry,
Yes, ma'am.
this is the equilibrium situation when 60, 120, 120 is given. 60, 120, 120 is given. Okay. So this is your 120. Now come to 80, 60. This is the your equilibrium point. 120, 120. 60, 120, 120. QD is equal to QS. Now this will be how much? 80, 300 minus 3p. 240.
60. Then 0.
0. So by taking this column, get the demand curve. By taking this column and this column, get the supply curve. Get all these points, plot them on the graph. By taking the scale in both the sides, then you will get the demand curve and supply curve and show this point as the intersection point. Okay, get the maximum values. This is the maximum 300 is value. This way, we'll be able to draw the diagram and show the equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity. What happened? You have unmuted and all this noise. Okay, so understood? Now by taking this diagram, make this diagram on your copy by taking this table. Follow? Just write the table for P. Other things you will calculate of your own and draw that in your diagram. By taking this, plotting these points, you will get the supply curve, demand curve, intersection point. At the intersection point, on price axis show the 60, on quantity axis show the 120, like this. Go for each point. Let me show if you want. Just we will have this. Put all the scale, take all the scale here and take all the scales here from 10 to 100, 20, 20 and all that, 0. So you will get the maximum value of demand here and you will get the maximum value. This should be 300, this should be your 100 and get the equation and get the supply line. This is your 100 and what you are getting here, supply curve. Here you have to show this is your 60, this is your 120. So you will show this and all these points you will write here 20, 40, 60, 80, okay, 100 like this. You have to put these points. What you will do, easier method to draw this type of diagram for freehand, and if you will take the scale and take the properly, you will get the original diagram, no problem. If you are not doing that, then at least put all the end values, this one, this one, this one, this one and this one values. Then adjust your scale accordingly. Followed, then you will get a straight line point. Actually what you will get all these points here. You will get some points here, you will get some points here by taking this one. So you will draw this demand curve and supply curve. So this is, we have taken clean points. You can take these points on the demand curve as well as supply curve, draw them, you will get the curve. Plotting of these points on the graph, showing the diagram. Followed? Followed or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, do that in your copy. Do that in your copy and thank you for watching. Thank you very much.
Bye, ma'am.